Just gonna sit here and bash the microphone, get it all out of my system.
Hey there, it's Stu doing the edit of this show, and somehow I bet that's not going to be the case. Let's find out.
This is Total Babble. Total Babble. It's a show about music, pop culture, social media, movies, the internet, relationships, TV, whatever. Total Babble. The Total Babble Podcast.
So we've got a bathroom being done downstairs as well. Sorry, I can't breathe. Oh, I just went down 3
stairs. You got to remember to breathe going up and down stairs. That's what I've learned.
Yeah. Always a good idea.
Sometimes I forget.
Man, I'm so unfit.
Sometimes I forget to breathe.
Happens to the best of us and the worst of us, because it also happens to me.
You know, everybody uses the best of us, and what if you're a shitty person?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd say it happens to the best of us, but not me, because I'm a cunt. But the good news is, am I the best person in the world? No. Am I trying to be a better person?
Yeah.
Also no.
But are you the best person you can be?
Honestly, in this moment, absolutely not.
All right. That's honest. I can relate.
I had this conversation with my son. He had a really, really hard day at school yesterday, and he's been sick, and he just came home utterly exhausted, nothing left in the tank, and just crying. And he was being really hard on himself because he just could not do the work. And I said, you know what? You're just going to phone it in and just focus on resting, because some days, if you've only got 10% to give and you give 10%, that's 100% of what you can do that day. You have reached your limit. Let's just put all this shit away and have a shower and go to bed. And I think I'm a little bit like in that at the moment. I don't have my full usual 100% to give, but I'm given 100% of the 10% I have.
I think that's the way the majority of the country feels. Even if you're an asshole on the other side, I think you feel that way because there is so much resistance. I think everybody is feeling that way right about now.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time I open the news, it just feels like a punch in the guts. I have cried reading some of the things that have been happening to elderly people, to children, to just regular folks.
You know what I look back on, and this isn't a look at me kind of thing, but I remember when we got the results of the election, and this is my feeling, this is my remembrance. If I'm not correct, please speak up. But I remember that morning, we came on Wednesday after the Tuesday, and just being devastated and it just being so dark. The darkness had come back to the show, and I was just so out of it. And you were a little bit more tentative, like, okay, let's see what happens. And I just had this darkness, and I just said, oh my God. And you said, well, how are you? And I said, I can't even put it into words. And I feel like that has become so much of an accurate thing, and I can't even put it into words. It is so bad and so much worse than we thought.
The abject violence by these ICE meatheads, it's not the actions of people who we can trust to serve and protect. Let me put it that way. It is actually terrifying. And anybody who voted for this, surely there's got to be people out there now going, rot-row raggy.
Yeah. Well, it is turning, and I feel like it's going to be turned to the next election that we have, if we have a real election. And I kind of feel like, okay, we should move on because this is the same conversation that we've had. It's just that it's legitimate and true and from the heart, and that's why we keep having it. So whatever, we'll move on if you're cool with that.
Yeah, and I remember that day we had that conversation too, and I think I was trying to be more buoyant in terms of positivity, saying, you know, there's always next time. Let's see what happens. Maybe something good will happen.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think about anything good that's happened.
There's been nothing. It's been so much more than we could have even imagined. Anyway, let's talk about other stuff. We'll get to other political stuff too as it comes up. But I wanted to first off thank you for being relatively normal, because I remember our conversation last week, and you were just so all over the place. You were making big declarations out of nowhere, and making these big statements. And I'm like, what is that? Where is that coming from? Do you not remember? I have a clip from last week if you'd like to hear it.
I'd love to hear the clip.
You're relatively good this week, but last week, listen to this.
I don't sleep with vaccinated women.
Okay, just out of nowhere, that seems so odd. And as far as I know, you're a hetero mother and you're just going through life, but you just decided to tell the world.
I don't sleep with vaccinated women.
So if you're taking show notes, go ahead and put that into her profile. So much fun. I just got a new soundboard thing that I've been playing with, and I can now put all the clips into one place rather than just loading the individual clips. And
America, fuck yeah, coming again to save the motherfucking day.
that's the one that we play when America does something good. Haven't played it a lot. This is an old favorite.
Caw-caw.
I like that one a lot.
Caw-caw.
Steve Martin.
Oh, death and grief and sorrow and murder.
My favorite old lady.
Holy shit!
So, here's a good one.
My dick, bitch.
So we can just have those ready to go. Those are on page 2. Got that there.
Oh, my goodness.
I am wondering, I was not a big boycotter, and then Jimmy Kimmel happened, and I was kind of boycotting before that, and then I got huge into the boycott. And I'm wondering, do I continue to boycott Disney at this point? He's back on all their stations, and I feel like I was making a stand not giving them money for Hulu. But since they did this and put him back on, they've now increased the cost of Hulu to $18 a month. And I can get Jimmy Kimmel and Jeopardy, the only other ABC show I watch. I can get those in other ways and not even have to watch them live and not give them my money. But I feel like if I pay them my money and watch Jimmy Kimmel, is that better support for him saying, okay, now that you've put him back on, I'm coming back too. Does that demonstrate more commitment to it? I'm trying to figure that out because I want to do the right thing.
Good question. I'd continue to boycott them and continue to support him by watching him through other means so he still gets the ratings.
He doesn't get the ratings the way I do it.
He doesn't get the ratings?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm trying to weigh the options. And because even that way, if I'm watching it live on TV through the cable box, they get ratings that way and they know you're watching, and that goes to the advertisers, and I don't want to support them for being shits. So I'm trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, I mean, that is difficult.
And the fact that they raised their rates, it's $18 a month just for Hulu. Like, F you, for 2 shows.
I'm in a mode where I am just reducing my expenses.
Yeah.
I recently did a subscription purge where I just went in and cut as much shit out as possible. We also are currently boycotting Disney. We cut almost everything. Actually.
Yeah, I think for now I'm just going to leave it because I think that continues to make more of a statement like, okay, look who's not coming back. That would be me. I'm not coming back, at least for now.
Yeah. I don't know the right way to phrase it, but the damage has been done. If somebody does something that damages your relationship, saying whoops and reversing it doesn't change the fact that they did it.
Right.
Right? Just because they made another choice under pressure.
Yeah, they came back and did the right thing because they were pressured to do the right thing. It's like making an apology because you got caught.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have stopped the bad behavior unless they were called out.
Right.
And then they decided to go back on it, not because they thought it was the right thing, but because the bottom line was impacted potentially.
And that's not unique to Disney. That's for every single corporation in the world today. It's true of the corporation that I work for that I don't talk about. I'm sure they would do probably the same thing in that situation, but it doesn't mean it's right. And I'm feeling like I still need to make a stand on it. And I wanted to mention, I was just checking an email. There's a new group that has been started. It's the 1A committee. You can look it up, started by Jane Fonda and a bunch of other people for free speech. And they sent something out to media and I joined, and they're having meetings and doing all kinds of stuff. And they just had their first meeting talking about how we get around all this and using free speech to do it. And I have so much respect for Jane Fonda, and I seem to have so much respect for all of these people that are stepping up to do the right thing. I'm going to keep up on that. And I just wanted to invite everybody to look for the 1A committee. I'm sure you can find it if you do a search for it.
Free speech is under attack, and people who choose to exercise their right are also in danger.
Yep. And that is how they will take over if they take over. And then, I don't know, I'll be in a camp somewhere, my arms stamped, my mother put in an oven. That's probably the way it'll go. That seems so extreme, but that's not that far out based on what we've already seen. And anyway, back to happy general news. We'll get to other bullshit people in a second. Taylor Swift, turns out she's a total goddamn whore. Have you heard about this new record?
I have.
I'm very excited about her being a goddamn whore. I think it's the best thing ever. I am excited that she is going to new areas with her whoredom. There's this song called The Wood, where apparently she wrote a song about her fiance's dick, and she's generally been very wholesome. And I like seeing this other side of her. I think it's a good thing. And then the song Actually Romantic. Did you hear about that one?
I did.
Okay.
Diss track.
There's other sub-layers to this Taylor Swift talk. This isn't going to be typical, oh my God, look what she did. I like to go sub-layer and talk about the absurdity behind all of this stuff. But Actually Romantic is apparently a feud between her and this Charlie XCX. And this is Taylor's song where she talks about it's actually romantic that Charlie is so infatuated with her, and it's very much warming her heart. And one of the lyrics is, it actually kind of makes me wet. So there's that. I like seeing the hoary side of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting, right? Because we have grown up with Taylor. She has grown up very much in the public eye, and she's going through all of these different transitions.
And she's always been so wholesome.
Right. But she's a real person
Right.
with multi-layers and a multifaceted personality, and she's in a new phase of her life. And she's been making music for girls for all of this time, right? But soon she's probably going to become a mother, and then she'll be making sort of music for that time in her life. And I think it'll be really interesting.
Am I going to relate to that? I feel like every time somebody gets too happy, I'm going to say somebody male or female, because I've seen argument of this and people make it sexist. It's not sexist at all. As soon as an artist becomes too happy, usually their music suffers and it's not as good because there's not an edge to it. And I've seen a bunch of women that have made great music and then become mothers, and it's just kind of lifeless and is just there. And I don't fault them for that, but at the same time, I feel like the music is usually not as good.
Bold of you to assume that becoming a mother is like a happy occasion.
Well, sorry.
And that this is like the
I would be the perfect parent. That's how I'm thinking of it, you know?
It'll be interesting to see what happens, but it's a very exhausting and trying time.
Yeah.
And I think Taylor's quite prolific, so she will continue to write and produce amazing music. I'm predicting that we might see a time where she does a lot more collaborations and work and writing for other people, because when she does become a mother, I don't think that she will be hitting the road as much as she has.
And she did a collaboration on this record. She had Sabrina Carpenter on there, who I don't like. I don't know why I dislike Sabrina Carpenter. Do you have any idea why I dislike her? She just, something about her rubs me the wrong way. It just seems phony, fake. I don't know.
I was about to say, you probably don't like how fake she seems. She's very Disney character. She's almost like a caricature of a real person.
Like Disney character, but look, now I've gone whore is the kind of thing. Look at how sexy I am now. And it just too calculated, I think.
Yeah, almost like some sort of sexy anime character.
There you go. So Taylor had the #1 movie over the weekend just with the listening party for her new album. And huge as ever. I listened to the record and I think it's good. I don't think it's the greatest thing she's ever done, but I think it's good. And then I think about all her influence, and we've seen her influence across the entire world, and this is a demonstration of it. And there's a couple different conversations as Emily whacks the mic again. So good at it. I look at Taylor's influence, and I'm kind of mad politically that she didn't jump in more when all of this was going around. I kind of feel like it's not her responsibility, but that she also has so much pull in that area. And we know how she feels. And had she really made more of an issue out of it, maybe the election could have even been different. What do you think about that?
I don't know if it would have been different, but I do think it will be different next time. In the same vein that her audience is growing up, a large portion of her audience become of voting age, I think that we will see them really push in and make their voices heard. We already know that she has been single-handedly, I think that she was responsible for more voting enrollments than any other person.
That's true.
So
I
she
remember that.
Yeah, so she really encouraged people to vote, but hasn't really pushed people around how to vote, but just really imploring them to go and have their voices heard. And I think that that is a really nice way to do it.
But had she been more vocal, maybe it would have helped more. And she's one of a bunch of people that I look at and I go, why didn't you do more? Like, I really find fault with, had you spoken up a little bit more, we could have gotten past all this. Have some balls. And I know that there's a lot on the line, but when you're a successful rich person, there's less on the line, because if you lose all your future business, you've still got enough to live on for the rest of your life. And the rest of us don't have that liberty.
Yeah. A lot of young people that I meet, it's still perplexing to me. They will complain, and then I will ask them, are you enrolled to vote? Did you vote? And they're like, nah.
Doesn't matter, apparently.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, it definitely does, because if you don't get out and vote, you can't contribute. And they just assume that somebody else is going to take care of it. And I think that that is just so typical.
That's of their generation, I think.
It is of their generation.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today about a new throng of employees who will literally come to work. So my friend runs a early childhood learning facility. So she'll hire teachers. They'll come to work for like 1 or 2 days and then decide that the vibes are off and just never come back.
It's funny because you can completely picture it. It's okay, these assholes just can't get through life, and anything that makes them uncomfortable, they're just going to move on from, and why battle it?
Yeah, this is just, you know what, this is really hard. Yeah, mate, you're looking after 20 kids with, other women also fighting for their lives, kids that aren't yours. Yeah, it's hard. You knew that when you applied. You knew that when you got the job. And then they're like, oh, no, I just can't.
Here's where I go all Lilith Fair. There's a Fiona Apple lyric in Extraordinary Machine about a person that is no good at being uncomfortable. And I think part of life is knowing how to be uncomfortable. And I feel like I am so good at being uncomfortable, and I battle it. It makes me get riled up like I do. But that feeling of being uncomfortable, yeah, let's go. What else you got? That's kind of where I'm at.
Absolutely. I feel like it's one of the number one skills that we all need to have. And parents need to help their children get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Right.
You need to struggle. You need to persevere. You need to figure shit out on your own, or otherwise you'll just be a useless adult.
Yeah, because in this modern day society, if you don't get good at being uncomfortable and then battling it, there's more discomfort coming, because that's what is in store for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I used to know someone very wealthy and has sons who aren't very wealthy. But the interesting thing is this guy that I know, he was born rich, and so he'd always had money. He'd never learnt how to do anything. Like, he'd never done any cleaning on his own. He'd never mowed a lawn. He'd never had to fix anything. He'd never had to wash a dish. Never had to do any of that sort of thing, right? His entire life. And he's raised a couple of sons who are in their mid-20s, but also have never done any of that sort of thing. But they live outside the home, and they can't afford to just pay for somebody else to do all of the stuff.
Right.
They're useless.
Good luck
and
getting
very
through
uncomfortable.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for them.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like that is how that whole, I guess, Generation Z is and perceives life. And if they're not good with it, well, I'll just move on. And that's not what all of this is about. Anyway. Moving on, the marketing of the whole Taylor thing I found interesting because everything's popping up on my YouTube, and she's in the UK, and she was on the Graham Norton show and a bunch of shows, all in the UK. And I thought, wow, I thought Americans were bad with TV absurdity and all the assholery. And then I guess this is the UK version of Good Morning America, and they're talking about their visit with Taylor. And I want to play a little bit of this, and you can see how much of this we can hang with, and we can point out just how fucking mindless it is. And if you get bored, speak up. But, oh my God, this is them talking about Taylor. And she came by on their chat show.
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Ultimate showgirl, of course she is. The world's most famous pop star. She's only gone and done it.
She's only gone and done it.
She's only gone and done it.
Only gone and done it.
She has.
Only gone and done it. Just repeat, only gone and done it over and over again.
This morning, Swifties around the globe are reaching to the release of a brand new album. It's called The Life of a Showgirl.
Yes.
And boy, is she a showgirl?
Is she a showgirl? Look
Is
at
she a
that.
showgirl?
Holy
She's
moly.
gone and done it.
Taylor Swift is currently in the UK. There's big excitement amongst the team here at This Morning Towers because the Queen of Pop herself was right here in the building yesterday and actually walked down to This Morning corridor.
She was on the TV and she walked down the corridor. She's gone and done it.
Could you imagine the scenes in that office?
Oh, there was no one there.
They will disgrace themselves.
There was no one there.
They
It was
hid
too
under the
late.
desk. Who was it?
It was too late.
Oh, no.
No one.
I think when they hired this woman, they said, okay, you're going to be chief repeater. Whatever the guy says, you just repeat back over and over, and that will be your primary job. And she said, all right, that's good.
was there. Self-confessed Swiftie Giles Brandreth is live backstage at the spot where she was actually seen. Hi, Giles. Who was she seen by, Giles?
Okay, now they've got a live report coming from the hallway.
So exciting. History was made in this very corridor last night. Yes, Taylor Swift herself walked down This Morning corridor only a matter of hours ago. The buzz is still to be felt. The fragrance is still in the air. We are actually breathing the air that Taylor Swift
And I get that this is kind of a joke, but still.
was breathing here tonight. I don't think that This Morning corridor is ever going to be quite the same again. And to mark the event, you've heard of the Hollywood Hall of Fame, where we now have the This Morning Corridor of Fame. And I'm about to unveil the plaque commemorating this historic moment. Wait for it. 3, 2, 1. Taylor Swift walked here.
They have a big thing on the ground that shows where Taylor Swift walked. Is it just me? Am I making too much out of this?
I mean, it is super weird. I agree with you. It is super bizarre. But think about this.
Yeah.
We do have a Hollywood Walk of Fame. So
But
apparently
even
on a big scale.
even when that's done, it's just done at a ceremony, and then everybody points and goes, okay, look, that's where their star is. You know what I mean? It's not.
It feels to me like they're running out of ideas on This Morning. To be fair, the show has been running since 1988.
Oh, you know this show? Okay, see, I don't really know this show because I'm a whatever.
I mean, this is the one with like Kat Dearly and Whatsy Chops, right?
Yeah, Whatsy Chops is great. I love Whatsy
Yeah.
Chops' work.
Alison Hammond. I don't know. But yeah. So I think that voice is Kat Dearly.
I'm not sure. I just know at one point we missed it. She said enigma. Taylor Swift is an enigma, and I wondered if you're allowed to talk that way on British TV. I'm not sure about it. But we can go on with a little bit more of this. They've just unveiled the spot where Taylor Swift walked.
On the 2nd of October, 2025, history was made. Taylor, we love you. Thank you for walking on our lineup.
Yeah, but what if she comes again and then sees that? She's going to be so
We
embarrassed.
roll the dice. That's the way it is. We have to get another one.
To be honest with you, I did come home late last night. When I say home, to the hotel,
Yeah.
quite late. And
And is the music nearly drowning them out as distracting as I find it?
It is. It's sort of muddy,
Right.
isn't it?
Let people talk and let us be able to hear them.
there's so many girls outside the
Outside.
studio
Just
waiting just to get a glimpse of our Taylor.
They should have been down in our corridor.
I know.
That's where it all
Yeah, now they've gone and done it.
It's another one of the This Morning Swifties who can get one up on Giles.
Yes, our very own Sean Welby has spent the morning with Taylor Swift. She's joining us
Okay, last part of this here. They're now interviewing the person that interviewed her.
live from Capitol right now.
Yeah, the Swifties around the world
Hi,
very
guys.
jealous of you. How was it?
Oh, it was honestly one of the coolest moments of my life. Like, I think because, she is such an enigma in terms of...
There it is, enigma. Can you say enigma? I think
Enigma.
they should be bleeping that. God damn it.
She's a massive pop star. She has this incredible fan base, and yet she doesn't do a lot of interviews. So to get that honor of her coming into our studio, giving us her time, I suppose the pressure for us was
Yeah, she doesn't have anything to gain by promoting it. It's all Queen Taylor.
just wanted to make the most of it. We got very limited time with her. And so you could ask a million questions. We were trying to make sure it was the right ones. And we were doing it for the fans. You don't want to let any of the Swifties down.
Yes.
So you want to try and give them the interview that they want to hear.
Exactly. Did you get her a present?
Yeah, because
She already knew the answer to that question, but okay.
she's known as the queen of gifts. Like, she's so good with all her friends and family. She will get the most thoughtful presents.
They better have got her something to do with sourdough. That's her latest obsession. She's all about baking sourdough.
Good guess, and as critical as I can be of this, it's an appropriate gift. You'll see.
Travis Kelce, who is her fiance. So do you want to have a look how it went down?
Yes.
Oh, more than
Of course
anything.
we do.
Fuck
Look at
yeah.
this. It would be very rude of us, because you are the queen of gifts, for us not to give you a gift.
Oh,
So
that's
here's
so sweet
a
of
little
you.
present.
Oh, and it's perfect.
I mean,
look at
Orange
the
box.
matchiness of all this. If you're listening, I'm opening up a jewelry box that is mint colored, and it has a cat in it.
It's a little opalite cat.
It's a perfect gift.
Oh, we're so chuffed. We just wanted to get something that we knew you'd
Perfect
like.
present.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
All right, so that went okay, and they were chuffed. I don't know. Chuffed is bad? Good? I've never been chuffed.
Chuffed is pumped, happy.
Okay. All right, let's get chuffed. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
America, fuck yeah. Let's get chuffed.
Let's get chuffed. Chuff off. Choot, choot, chugga, chugga, big red car. Boop, boop. Yeah.
Oh, so she loved it.
Good move.
Did
Hey.
she take this? See, the question is, Sean, did she actually take the present or leave it there?
Well, that's such a good question, Ali, because normally you'd sort of go, look, we don't expect you to keep this. However, our exec producer overheard her team saying, what do you want to do with this? And she was like, oh, I'm taking it. And she took the present with her.
my
And she said
goodness.
genuinely that she's going to keep
She took the gift. Emily, she took the gift.
I can't wait until we get Taylor Swift Storage Wars 50 years from now. And we're opening up these
Piles
locked
of bullshit.
storage facilities that are just full of decrepit friendship bracelets and other bizarre shit that she's gotten from all around.
So that was that. It just struck me that as much as I talk about American empty-headed pablum, that certainly seemed to be the same. So
It's the 24-hour news cycle. Well, maybe it isn't, but it's just morning television in general.
it's been a week
right?
for her, but yeah.
Yeah, so just the morning television trope. Let's go out to a random place to talk about the weather with some school kids and a cat.
And I
then-
thought of you too, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but she was on Jimmy Fallon and he interviewed her. And at one point she said something just very non-committal, non-exciting. And he leapt up out of his chair and he walked around to the front of his desk and he laid down on the ground face down because the moment was so huge. And I thought, God, I hope Emily is not raising her children that way. That was my thought. It was just such you can watch the interview. It's on YouTube and it's just like, dude, what are you doing? Calm down.
I know, calm down.
Like if that's really that big a moment, go with it, but it's not and you're looking like an asshole.
Hey, speaking of Jimmy Fallon,
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman and Keith.
Oh, she's gone and done it.
Yeah, and Keith Urban
I
are
did
getting
hear
a
about
divorce.
that split up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very sad after 19 years together. They're a couple that I really liked, that I really admired. Now I'm pissed off that they're breaking up. I think it's very sad. However,
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman, before Keith Urban, had the hots for Jimmy Fallon. I think, is he married with kids now? Or is he still single? I don't know.
I think he's married. I think he's married and he was an alcoholic and cut his hand badly a bunch of years ago. That's what I know of Jimmy
But
Fallon.
it ended badly? No, it wasn't that.
I think
Urban?
he's still married. I believe he is. Last I heard, because I remember him. Everybody on the staff was saying he was an alcoholic and he had a really serious hand injury. And I just said I can't be bothered to watch because he's going to go lay down in front of his desk face down, and I don't care enough of it. I don't think he's a bad person, but Jesus Christ, calm down. That was my thought and remembrance of it. And I'm talking just as much as I can because I see you doing the research on your phone.
Oh, well, thank you for padding things out. But
Sure.
yes, Jimmy is still married to Nancy. They've been married since December 2007, and they have 2 daughters together. They met while working on the movie Fever Pitch. Okay, here's the thing. I didn't know that he worked on movies.
Maybe writing them, punching them up, that kind of thing.
I don't know. He says he was an actor.
Well,
Anyway,
he did stand up for a little while, I know, before
Yeah.
he got an SNL, and he was in comedy. And yeah, like I said, I don't think he's a terrible person. I just think he's the phoniest that is out there. So,
so interesting.
speaking of which, how about this Melania? She was at the U.S. Navy's 250th anniversary thing in Virginia. Did you see this?
I did not. Was she wearing a chastity hat again?
She's wearing a white hat that says USA on it. Weird that she didn't go with a MAGA hat. Interesting. But she's in front of hundreds and hundreds of Navy guys at a podium as this happens. And well, first they introduce her, and you'll see how grand this is and just how stupid this goes. Here you go.
Please welcome the First Lady of the United States, Melania Trump.
America! Fuck yeah, it's got that kind of thing. And I'm looking for the time code to get us right to where she's on stage.
She's dressed like Maverick.
Yeah, it's a very wannabe Top Gun moment. And here we go.
Hooyah, Navy!
What?
Hooyah, Navy!
What? Hooyah.
Hooyah, Navy!
Please make it
It's an
stop.
honor to be with
Just. Oh.
Is that
my
not just
God.
weird and irritating as shit?
I hear that, and the closest thing it resembles
Yeah.
is a rubber chicken.
Yeah. I guess that's the way the Navy greets each other. It's kind of their rah-rah thing.
Yeah. It's like the Marines as well. It's like, hoo-ah, you know.
And when I grew up, hooyah was a thing for a radio station, KMET, that was the rock station, and that was their greeting. Hooah! And they would do that all the time. It was nothing like this. So now the
It
question...
wasn't Hock Tour.
It was the modern day Hock Tour, but there was no oral sex involved. It was just a rock dude greeting that we all had for each other.
I like it.
So now the question is, do you want to hear the hoo-ah thing again? Do you want to hear it?
Please,
I
no.
can go back, or I can just play where she
Please.
starts,
Just barrel on.
Okay.
Barrel forward.
because it's not that exciting. It's just her pretending to talk.
you to celebrate the 250th year since the United States Navy was officially established.
Why is she doing this?
Generations of sailors have kept America free because of their presence on the high seas. Your strength, bravery, and sacrifice inspires us all.
And I want it to be clear, I'm not making fun of her because she's of a foreign land. I'm making fun of her because she's an empty-headed asshole. There's that part of it. So
It sounds like this is the first time she's reading these words.
it could be. But would you think any different if she'd read them 5 times over is my question.
I think the performance or the speech would be more impactful, perhaps, more impassioned.
You
And,
think the hoo-ah Navy at the
genuine.
beginning would have been more heartfelt and emphatic?
I feel like somebody should have provided her with some coaching on the correct intonation because it's coming out as if it's the first time she's read it and she's never heard it said before, like chamomile. No, it's chamomile. Like it's
Chamomile. Well, perhaps she did get coaching, but perhaps it was her husband that gave her the coaching. Could that be?
yeah, definitely.
Well, let's see what else happens here and if we can stick with this at all.
Acetaminophen.
The President and I just attended an extraordinary demonstration, an inspiring display of skills that reflects the very best of our Navy. For me, it brought back fond memories of my visit.
It robbed the backs memories? What? I don't know what was even said there. She's robbing the backs of people.
Brought back fond memories.
Oh, okay. This is like, what's her name? Ariana Grande. I just can't understand what she says, I think.
It brought back fond memories of my visit to the USS George H.W. Bush in 2018. I will always remember
There's so many periods at the end of sentences that aren't sentences there. I think that's what the issue is. Maybe she just doesn't know punctuation.
It's like listening to me on an off day, just these massive gaps where my brain is just screensavering.
But you pause, but you don't necessarily punctuate. That's the thing. I think she thinks every word is the end of a sentence. I believe that's what it is.
fond memories of my visit to the USS George H.W. Bush in 2018.
She was going to call it the USS George.
George.
I hadn't heard this when I previewed it. The USS George. Where are you stationed? Oh, I'm on the USS George. Oh, the gay Navy. You're on George.
USS George H.W. Bush in 2018. I will always remember the pride and professionalism of the sailors I met on that vessel. I witnessed the enduring spirit of America's Navy, which propels every mission.
Navy?
The enduring spirit of America's Navy, which propels every mission and lives on to every sailor who serves.
Okay. So it's just more of that. And I just found it very funny and didn't even realize how funny at the time until we started listening more. And, you know, the problem is that she is just not be best. She needs to take her own advice and just, I need to be best. And if she is best, then she will do much better as best, I think.
I mean, be best. That's what we're trying to go for here.
It's the slogan of America, be best.
Yeah, it's the slogan of America. I was just trying to think about what our Navy ships are called. And they're named after cities. And there are naval bases that have some really interesting names as well. HMAS Adelaide, HMAS Ballarat. It's all stuff named after places.
So there's got to be one there called like Picky Wickets or something, right?
Well, I think you'll find that one is HMAS Cape Woolamai.
Oh, it sounds like an animal. Yeah, you watch out for the Woolamai out in the wild there.
Yeah, exactly. And Parramatta, that's another one. But they've all got very interesting names.
All right, well, moving on, there's this other asshole, Kristi Noem, terrible person. Oh. And first off, I had kind of a quandary with Kristi Noem because I was listening to this and just thinking, God, you're a horrible, just cunt of a human being. And then I thought of, well, how's that going to come across? And it occurred to me that if I sat here and called the guy a cunt over and over again, it would be bad and objectionable to people. But when you do it to a woman, it is so much more worse. And I feel like I'm being stifled just by the general attitude of the world because it shouldn't matter your gender. If you're a cunt, you're a cunt. And, it's much more fun to call a man a cunt. But then if you do it to Kristi Noem, it's more of a thing and you're more likely to piss off more people. And I think that's not right. Equality, that's what I'm for.
Yeah, go. Equality.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to ramble there with that.
There's something not quite right about her.
Right.
You know when you see people and they're just sort of dead behind the eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's got that.
It's the deadness that could shoot a puppy in the face. Like, you're of no use to me anymore. Where's my shotgun? It's
Poor
that
Cricket.
blank look. Yeah.
Poor little Cricket. And I remember when we first talked about that, but the quote from that particular thing is just a bit wild, actually.
Yeah.
She said, I hated that dog. I guess if I were a better politician, I wouldn't tell the story here.
I guess if you were a better anything, if you were a better person, you wouldn't be telling that story at all. That could be.
Yeah, because it never would have happened.
Right. So she was out on one of her Barbie Gestapo runs, and apparently she had the shits. And when she had the shits, she went to go use the bathroom and they wouldn't let her use the bathroom, which I think is fantastic. I have audio of this. I think you'll be able to hear it. Let's see how this goes.
Can we use the restrooms? No, you cannot. We can? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Interesting. I can't take a shit.
That's what Governor Pritzker says is cooperation and keeping people safe.
Yeah, they're cooperating with their people who are in their community by not letting you use the bathroom because you're a terrible Nazi. She's walking more.
So why wouldn't they let you in? What's been going on here? Secretary?
We were coming to go out and do some operations.
Operations is what they call abducting people.
To pick up some guys with criminal convictions on them, and the city police wouldn't even let us use a restroom.
And you were just blocked by a worker here for the city?
A worker at the municipal building here in Broadmoor would not allow us to go in and to use the restroom at the police station. So as much as these local leaders and governors talk about cooperating and having the backs of our law enforcement officers, this is what we have to put up with every single day. And all we're doing is getting criminals as terrorists and cartels and gang members off the streets.
Blah, blah, blah. It's all gang members. Yeah, that's all they're doing. Yeah, that's all. They're not abducting innocent people. They're not doing that. They're getting bad people off the streets.
Yeah, they're not bashing old ladies and tearing children from their beds and zip tying them half naked in Illinois and leaving them.
A lot of places have that sign up when you go. No morals, no shirt, no service. So
exactly.
Go with that and point to that. I also heard that there's many restaurants in Chicago that will not give them food, or they will not give ICE food at all while they're out doing their illegal bullshit that they're still getting away with. So
it's the only way that they can protest.
Yeah.
At least they are. I think that is positive.
Yeah, that's a great thing to at least think of and stand up to. If you don't feel comfortable standing up to them directly in that situation, which I totally get, don't aid them either, you know? And if I can go just base and meaningless with it and just empty, there's something weird about her too, that she has this weird old lady decrepit body. It's very gaunt and she's kind of bow-legged. If you watch her in this video especially, it's almost like evil seeped into her body and then it's taking the rest of her out with it as it leaves and as she does stuff. And I'm not trying to body shame, but she looks like an 80-year-old lady walking around with her fake fucking Barbie head.
Yeah. It's like Montgomery Burns.
Exactly. Female Montgomery Burns.
Female Monty Burns.
Yeah, you've gone and done it now. Good one, Emily.
Oh, gosh, there was some interesting things that happened in Illinois, and it's something that I don't think that we talk about and that we haven't talked about on the show yet, which is what happens to people who are single and who are snatched up. So my friend lives in Illinois and she's a member of these community Facebook groups. And last week, a lady posted saying, "What should I do? One of my tenants, my tenant in this apartment that I rent, was snatched up by ICE, is being detained. I cannot find him. I don't know how to contact his family, and I have all of his things. His house is full of his stuff, and I don't know what to do." And think about that, right? Imagine how many houses and landlords are having to deal with that particular predicament. She cares about this man. She's like, do I keep looking for him? I've tried looking for him. I can't find any record of him. I don't know what to do. I can't contact anyone. And I've got all his stuff. And some economic realities will happen, right? So at some point, she's going to have to lease out that house. But it's going to cost her money to go in and remove all of his stuff. And then what's she going to do? Pay for storage for it? Or is she going to throw it out? Like, how? There's not a playbook for what to do about all of these things.
That's what I was going to bring up as you were describing this. Like, how do you, as the landlord, assess how you're going to handle this? If you're wanting to do the right thing, then you're going to stick it out and not worry about the rent that's not getting paid. But at some time, you have to move on from that. And what time is that?
Exactly. And I think everybody's elasticity is different. Everybody's coming off a different cash base. you can't do it forever. Mortgage rates are really high, and unless they own that place outright, which is highly unlikely, plus there's power bills, there's all of these bills as well that will be running up on this guy because he's still got to pay his Disney Plus subscription or whatever.
Got to do that.
That until he turns it off. So think about the impact on some of these people. They go away, they get abducted, all of this stuff happens, and then they'll probably be released because they're not illegal. And then they come back and then they're homeless.
Yeah, and I think they'll probably be released statement is hopefully the right one because that's more positive than being shipped off to some other country. But yeah, they're coming back to a total mess. And that landlord, though she may have an understanding of what's going on and may want to do the right thing, may also be put in a position by the owner who is telling her, we can't be a charity organization. You've got to kick this guy out. Who knows what kind of position she is in trying to do the right thing. And she might have to get rid of that guy or do shit that she doesn't want to do. This is stuff we never would have had to think about.
And we would have never had to think about it. And apparently he was a really good tenant, always paid his rent, and she's just devastated and doesn't know what to do. There's also incredible stories of awful tactics that ICE are now using. For example, they are hiring those yellow trucks or budget trucks and stuff, and they'll get one guy dressed in plain clothes to drive it around to a Home Depot, rammed with ICE agents in the back, and then they'll pretend that they're looking for workers and then just pick them all up.
And as I understand it, and I'm giving that preface, Home Depot has contributed to the Trump campaign. And as I understand it, they are allowing this to happen because if ICE came on your property and you wanted to, you could tell them to leave. It's your private property. And it seems that that's not being done.
Yeah, I would believe it.
Right.
It's insane. Another thing that they are doing is, and I know this to be true because a friend of mine is a general contractor and he has a lot of friends who are also general contractors, and they're on green cards or they're citizens or whatnot, but Hispanic people are too afraid to go to work. There are men who are too afraid to get in their vans that say, such and such construction or painting or something like that, because they're afraid of being illegally snatched up and deported, even though they shouldn't be. Yeah. They're here legally, everything's fine. They're just too afraid to leave the house.
The perception used to be when we had a normal country that these people would be over here and they would get pulled over and they would get asked for proof of documentation with a green card or citizenship or whatever they had. And now the thing is just cast out the net and arrest everybody. And if that person can really prove that they are a citizen and should be here, maybe we let them go. And again, that is constitutionally completely illegal. None of that should be happening. But enough people are not standing up and doing the right thing. And I really am hopeful that this government stays shut down. And it seems like people that don't have jobs right now, it sucks for them, but it seems like a lot of them are understanding and are with it and are blaming the people that need to be blamed for this. And I hope we stick with it as long as we need to stick with it. And if I was out of a job, I would absolutely stick with it as long as I needed to. And if there needs to be a nationwide shutdown of everything, then that's what we should do as a society. Because just hoping things get better and yelling isn't going to do anything. We need to be millions of people in the streets shutting shit down.
Absolutely. I would really like for it to just stay shut down, because pretty soon the ICE agents will realize they're not getting paid to go out and get into fistfights.
Yeah. And the quality of these people that they're hiring is just ridiculous. These are fucking thugs that couldn't play pro football, and all they know is aggression and shittiness, and that's why they're being hired.
No background checks. Just let them on in.
All right, last thing here, and then we can end this wonderful show. This is something that I've been wanting to do for weeks, but we just never got to. This was on social media recently, and there's a little bit of back-end discussion on this too. Walmart. A worker recently quit and she recently quit on Mike. And here is her resignation.
Attention Walmart shoppers and associates. My name is Beth from Electronics. I've been working at Walmart for almost 5 years, and I can say that everyone here is overworked and underpaid. The attendant policy is bullshit. We are treated from management and customers poorly every day. Whenever we have a problem with it, we're told that we're replaceable. I'm tired of the constant gaslighting. This company treats their elderly associates like shit. To Jared, our store manager, you're a pervert. Greta and Kathy, shame on y'all for treating your associates the way you do. I hope you don't speak to your families the way you speak to us. Shout out to Cominique, Patty, Chardell, and so many more. Walmart doesn't deserve y'all. Fuck management and fuck this job. I quit.
And then she left. And I have to wonder what Jared did. What the fuck is Jared up to? And maybe we're at a point in the world where anybody named Jared, you just don't trust, because remember Subway.
So I was about to say, still remember Subway.
Never forget Subway, they always say.
You know, in light of the whole Jared incident, Eat Fresh really took on a new meaning for me. I've never
I never thought about it that way. Yeah, that's not good. Did they change that slogan eventually? I don't know.
I think they still have it. But
I think it should be Eat Fresh. Well, not that fresh. Maybe that's the way to go.
Yeah, I think so. Not that, you pervert, Jared.
My thing about Walmart is that everyone that works there is terrible. And then I think, okay, if we're going with that premise, maybe she quit because she wasn't terrible. Maybe if you work there and you're not terrible, you're so uncomfortable not being terrible that you have to quit. And maybe that proves my point.
I have a theory on this. And the theory is that if you go to a place where everyone is shit and the management is bad, the people remaining are shit because they can't get a job anywhere else. Anybody who's good enough to get another job somewhere else, they go.
Yeah.
They're going and doing it. So you were just left with the bottom of the barrel. And then they will hire good people, and then they'll come in and say, oh my God, what is this fucking clown show? And then they'll bounce and go and get a better job. And so if you do run into a good employee, they're there for a very brief period of time as they just use that job as a stepping stone into something that's way better.
Maybe people are not terrible when they get hired there, and then as they go through the Walmart process, management is so terrible and they become apathetic and terrible too, and they are terrible by association because there is no other way to be there working at Walmart.
Yeah, right. And the management are losers that are on a power trip, and they have been there for so long that they've ascended to a position of power. And like that lady says, they talk to their underlings like shit. They treat everyone like garbage because, I'm the boss. And it's just nonsense.
I'm making $50,000 a year, mister. You're going to listen to me. This is the way we do things at Walmart around here. Shut up.
Yeah, shut up, Barry.
Of course his name would be Barry.
Yeah.
Fucking Barry.
To be honest, it's probably Jared.
Well, Jared has issues. He needs to not be in the back room with people, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Jared keeps trying to use the women's restroom, but incorrectly. He's just like crawling around on the floor under the stalls.
And he says, I'm just down here cleaning. Oops, sorry.
Yep. Exactly.
Don't know how I left my cell phone in here recording. Sorry. I guess it dropped out and butt activated the record button. Sorry.
Yeah, he's crawling around under tables with the light on, looking for a contact lens.
Which, by the way, that used to be a common thing on TV that you would see all the time. There was always somebody losing a contact lens, and everybody had to get down on the floor and find it. And you don't see that anymore. Have they gotten better, or have we just gotten past that in our world?
A lot of them are disposable now, whereas early contact lenses were made from glass. And so you had one set.
Interesting.
And so if you lost your contact, if it popped out,
And I
you
wonder if
would want to.
technology has
find it.
gotten better. Maybe they don't pop out of your eye. It seems like
Yeah.
in the old days, you would just blink and they would just pop out everywhere. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I hit you in the face. That was my contact lens.
Just spraying them out willy-nilly. Oh, this is amazing. I don't know what you're doing this weekend, but if you're interested in putting together a comic book, we should definitely create a superhero character that when they blink, it shoots out just like bullets, contact letters, pow, pow.
Sure, I can draw.
Yeah, camera 1, camera 2, pow.
So that would be his superpower. Would he have to load it up each time? Yeah, okay, I got you, but hang on. And then he'd have to put another one in.
You're right. Now that we're unpacking this a little bit more, it's nowhere near as cool as Superman's laser eyes.
Well, he could have speed loaders, maybe. He'd have a thing that would open them and then pop each one in. Maybe that could be a thing.
He could also be a frog and have like suckers for fingers, and all of the suckers have contact lenses.
Wow.
Pow, pow. Yep. This is, in case you were wondering, I have had nothing to drink. I am 100% sober and straight.
But she is very tired, so that lends to the wonderment of it all.
Yes, I am tired. I have discovered the joys of pharmacological assistance to sleep.
Oh, you're on sleeping drugs now?
I am, but not Ambien.
See, this is where I feel like I don't want to be overbearing, but I am very critical of those other drugs. And I feel like if you have to do sleeping aids, Ambien is the way to go. And they've got you on other stuff, and I'm a little concerned.
It's not technically a sleeping drug.
Okay.
It's just something that it just makes me a little bit drowsy. It helps me fall asleep and stay asleep.
Whiskey again?
Just start drinking whiskey. Yeah. What it is actually is it comes in a box that's about the size of like a Nerf gun. And when you open it up, it's just a big black mallet.
Oh, that came from Acme, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. It came
Okay.
from Acme. And I just load it up above my bed. And then as soon as if I lay down and I hit the backboard, it falls over and doink onto my forehead and out like a light.
When is that Coyote movie coming out? Remember we talked about the Coyote movie?
Oh, yeah. Can't wait.
Hang on. I've got to find this out. Wait. Now, hang on. Okay, here's a new test. I have my updated iOS system here, or I guess on this it would be Mac OS. Hey, Siri, when is Coyote versus Acme coming out?
Coyote vs. Acme will be released on August 28th, 2026.
Alrighty.
Oh.
So next year?
A little under a year.
Damn it. My brain didn't register 2026 at that point. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. It's already done. Let's have it.
Pets. Have you watched High Potential yet?
I have not.
You should. It is quite good. I do
Oh,
enjoy
is
it.
that the blonde
Yep.
sister woman? Yeah.
Yeah, one of the Olsen
Yeah, the
sisters.
sister woman.
Correct. It's so funny. I speak stew. Sister woman, man child.
She's the blonde sister woman. She knew
Yeah,
exactly
the
what I
blonde sister woman. I mean, it could have been Big Love, that show about the sister wives, but no, I knew what you meant.
I have seen that show actually now that I know what we're talking about. I like her. I think she's very good in it. I don't like some of the writing. Some of the writing feels a little bit too cutesy to me. I felt that way about, what is that other one that Jessica Williams is in with Harrison Ford? Shrunken?
Oh, I haven't watched that.
It's written and directed by the guy that did Scrubs, and it's very witty, but I feel like it's written too witty for its own good. Like, oh, look at the clever dialogue we're doing here. Sometimes when they do that and it takes you out of it, I feel that way. And I feel a little bit that way about the Sister Woman show.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Some of the quips seem a little bit too forced. You know, it should ebb and flow in terms of their engagement. I think the second season, which has just started, does a better job of that.
Okay, because I only watched the first.
Yeah, just being like blip, 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 blip. I think this time it has more, I guess, shading is how I would describe it. Just a little bit of more complexity in the relationships and some subtlety there. Whereas
smacking her
season.
mic over it.
I
It's
just-
just hilarious. Well, and here's the thing, too. You have that pop filter
I
and,
do.
and a windscreen. No
do.
normal person should need both of those, but you
No
do.
one.
If we could move the windscreen out of the way, or we could move the pop filter out of the way, you would hit it less, but there's just no getting around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a more expensive mic that we could get you, but it's more expensive. So
Yeah. I am, retarded. I think that's the only word for it. I am, and before anybody comes for me, I mean in the truest sense of the word, like I am delayed. I am slow and I wave my little hands around and I just smack it every single time. Because the other thing too is I can't talk without using my hands. Maybe I should just sort of tape them up like a T-Rex
I was
every
gonna say,
time we.
right there, when you do that, you look like a T-Rex.
Yeah.
I like to walk around looking like a stegosaurus. I just stick my butt out everywhere. So
And do you put plates on your head?
yeah,
Down your
and
back?
I strap on a tail.
Good.
Yeah,
This is perfect. I can get behind this. This
you
is
should
good.
see my Triceratops costume.
Oh, that's a good one. I like a Triceratops. What's your favorite dinosaur?
Triceratops.
It
As
is
you
your
were saying
favorite?
that, I was remembering as a kid, I was big into the Triceratops.
Yeah, I like it. I think that if I was going to be a dinosaur like today, I'd have to be a pterodactyl.
That'd be fun. Fly anywhere, do stuff.
Yeah, just death from above.
Take on the
How-
military.
Exactly.
There you
Just go on out on an ice raid with Christy Gnome and just num 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 num.
But you'd be a secret agent, and then you would turn on them and take them all out.
Well, yeah, that was implied. Like I
you
go
said
out
with
on the
Christy
raid.
Gnome. I thought you meant
and-
with Christy Gnome.
No, like Christy Gnome, num 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 num
Num,
num
num,
num.
num, num.
Yeah, I'd eat her. I'd bite her head off.
Tasty.
And
Have
fly
some
away.
of that. Although she
And
tastes
then-
pretty foul.
Exactly, it tastes pretty foul. But then I would go and poo it out at the police station because they'd let me in.
And they'd look down and they'd go, "Oh, Christy Gnome."
Yeah, Christy Gnome.
Well, we should probably end it there because just not coming up or down from that. We will talk to people next time and have a great one and goodbye.
Have the best day ever.
Oh, wait, you know what? Hang on. So you're saying that you would want to be a pterodactyl?
Yes,
That's what you're saying?
definitely.
Okay.
Caw.
Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, you know how this goes. Like us, subscribe, tell your friends, write a nice review, engage with us. We're Total Babble on Instagram, on Facebook, on Threads, and on Blue Sky. Email is show@totalbabble.com. The Total Babble Podcast.